Good morning, students of class 10th. In the previous video, we have discussed about the federalism of India in detail. Now, in today's video, we are going to discuss about the delegation of powers to the next tier of governance. Right? The topic is delegation of powers to the next tier of governance. Right. So let us discuss about that today. See, we know that India is a vast country and there are many of the regional inequalities, or I would rather not say inequalities, there are diversities, right? There are various type of languages, there are various type of cultures, right? And to balance all these, there was a need in the constitution that there should be regional autonomy also. So that power was delegated further, right? So let us discuss that how the power was delegated. India is a vast country and the population is huge. One state may have population equal to more than the total population of a European country. Right? In many of the states, like there is a state Uttar Pradesh in which we live, the population of Uttar Pradesh is more than the population of any European nation. Right? The mix of rich and the poor, following different religions and belonging to different caste communities, make local issues important. Disparity in growth and development between district and villages bring about the issues about neglect and favoritism. Right, what I just said, that many of the societies or many of the religious group may feel that they are being left over in the democratic process of the country because there are many of the religious groups in the country, and if we will not address them separately, then they will feel that they are being separated from the country, or any other particular religious group or any particular tribal group or any other particular community is being favored, right? It is because of this that there was a need for decentralization of power through a third tier or level of governance. However, due to lack of resources, revenue generation, localized requirements, understanding and vision of the futures, only certain aspects of governance could be delegated to this tier. So there was a tier, another level made, another tier, that is TIER, right? TIER, another tier was made. It can be seen as a new level. Now, what powers have been delegated to this new level? Let us understand that there are some lack of resources also to this level. There are also some localized requirements which are to be addressed, understanding and visions of the future, right? Due to, and this level is known as the panchayats, right? This level is known as the panchayats. Due to the extensively rural base of the Indian population, the provision of panchayat level were enshrined in the constitution. However, this was not really effective till 1990s. This was not effective. The panchayat system was not effective in India till 1990s. Due to the limited resources and the lack of political will, it was only in 1992, after a series of constitutional amendments, that the third level actually came into being as an effective level of governance, right? Till 1990 it was not there. In 1992, finally, after there were series of constitutional amendments, there were many changes in the constitution, and after those changes only in the constitution, the level was made, that was the panchayat level, the new tier of the government was made, right? Regular elections were made compulsory. State election commissions were formed and mandated to ensure fair elections, right? Now there is a central election commission, and later on the state election commission was formed so that there could be regular elections held from time to time within a 5-year of span. Seats were reserved for the women and backward classes in these elections too, to have a fair share of representation, right? So that there should be a fair representation of the women or the backward classes like the SCs and the STs. The seats were reserved for them, right? Funds were directly transferred to the panchayats by union and state government, and they were vested with the power to take micro level decision as per the local requirement of the developmental projects. Delegation of power is most important because local governments are more aware than the central government of the problems of local people face on a daily basis, because the local government are more sympathetic towards the problems of the local areas. So the panchayat level government has played a very important role, right? Sense of responsibility for care and maintenance, this became a training ground for fulfilling democratic responsibilities at a higher level, right? The panchayat system is very important, and that is why it also gives a feedback to the higher level. Now let us discuss about the panchayati system in India. According to the government of India, the local people can best solve local issues. This philosophy led to the formalization of the पंचायती राज की एक आइडियोलॉजी थी कि हमारे जो लोकल इश्यूज़ हैं वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ लोकल एरियाज़ के लोग ही ज़्यादा अच्छे से एड्रेस कर सकते हैं, उसको ज़्यादा अच्छे से टैकल कर सकते हैं उन लोकल इश्यूज़ को. द ग्राम सभा विच कंप्राइजेज ऑफ ऑल द एडल्ट्स ऑफ द विलेजेस इलेक्ट द पंचायत. अब हमारा स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है देखिए, एक ग्राम सभा होती है, क्या होता है, एक होती है ग्राम सभा, राइट. ग्राम सभा क्या करती है, इलेक्ट करती है 5 पीपल को विच आर नोन एज द पंचेस, राइट, जिनको हम लोग कहते हैं पंच. पंचेस होते हैं हमारे, ठीक है. सिंस द नेशनल पॉपुलेशन हैज इंक्रीज्ड, प्रेजेंट डे पंचायत हैज़ हायर नंबर ऑफ पंचेस. पहले सिर्फ और सिर्फ 7 होते थे, बट आज के डेट में ज़्यादा होते हैं. देयर कुड बी 7 to 17. पहले जो पंच होते थे वो 7 होते थे, बट नाउ दे हैव बीन इंक्रीज टू 17 ऑल्सो इन सम एरियाज, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द नंबर ऑफ पीपल इन द एरिया अंडर वन पंचायत, राइट. अंडर वन पंचायत देयर इज अ ग्राम सभा, एंड द ग्राम सभा इलेक्ट्स द पंचेस. अर्लियर देयर वाज 7, बट नाउ दे कैन बी फ्रॉम 7 to 17. It all depends on the number of people living in the gram sabha, right. The state election commission conducts the election of the panchayats. The panches are elected for a tenure of 5 years. Any person older than 21 years is eligible to stand for election to the post of punches, right. Any person who is greater than the 21 years of age can stand for the election. Some seats are reserved for women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, right, and some of the seats here are reserved for the women, scheduled caste, SCs and STs, right. We have a discussion in class 9th also that who are the SCs and STs. One person can be elected from one ward which has 500 adult voters. The Gram Sabha elects the Sarpanch also, right. The Gram Sabha is also responsible for electing of the Sarpanch. Sarpanch is the head of the panches, right. If any member of the panchayat need to be replaced, fresh elections are to be held for that vacancy, right. If any person has vacated the seat, then the new elections have to be held, the fresh elections have to be held, so that the process can go on, okay. So students, this was the system of panchayati system in India. We will be discussing about the functions of panchayat in the next video. Till then, stay at your homes and stay safe. Thank you.